Hi, Claire.
Hi.
Carl, you can go ahead and take the first question.
Claire, 27 points, 12 of 12 free throw shooting. Your best game as a in college, I would think.
I'm sorry. Sorry, I didn't hear that first part. Sorry.
Okay, 27 points, 12 of 12 free throw shooting, and big ones right at the end. Has to be your best game in college. How did it feel How did it feel out there?
Yeah, it felt good. Coming back from such a long little stop there with COVID and coming back for a win, it felt really good. My teammates made some great passes, and you can't do that without great teammates.
Yeah, 12 foul shots. I mean, you're not you're not known as a driver. Is that as many foul shots as you've ever taken, even going back to high school?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't pay too much attention to my stats.
Okay. Tell me, overtime, very bad last 7 seconds. I mean, you didn't play bad, but they played brilliantly. What did the team tell each other after they tied it with 2 threes and 4 seconds or whatever they did at the end there? What did you tell each other?
Just keep your head up and keep playing. The game wasn't over, and it was just important that we kept playing and got a different outcome here.
What happened in the second half that didn't happen in the first half? Really, about from the middle of the third quarter on, what turned?
Probably our turnovers. I know Coach in the locker room was telling us that we had a few too many turnovers in that first half, and we just had to take care of the ball, and that was crucial for us. And we're going to keep working on that as we move forward.
I guess after I don't see how many points minutes you play, but it must have been close to 40 minutes, 2 games off of COVID. How do you feel right now?
Honestly, it feels good. It feels good to be back. Everyone's gym rats on our team. We all love being in the gym, being together, and it's just really fun being surrounded by each other every day.
Are you exhausted?
No, we're ready. We're ready for another game here.
Okay.
Alan or Owen have anything for Claire?
Just one. I mean, 2 wins in a row off of that huge layoff. Where's the team at energy-wise right now? How big is that?
Yeah, energy is crucial. Like just in that game, the energy goes from the people on the floor all the way to the people on the bench, and energy is crucial for us in tonight's play and moving forward.
How do you feel you're playing overall right now, all things considered, coming off that long break and then able to kind of, find a way to win a couple games here?
We're just focusing on every one play at a time out there. Like we said, it's just good to be back, and I think with time and playing more, we could find ourselves at a good spot.
Anything else for Claire? No? All right. Thanks, Claire.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right. Now we have head coach Todd Starkey. Coach, just give us your opening thoughts on today's game.
I'm going to take this off since I'm alone in here now, which is it's nice to be able to breathe. What do you say? Just happy that we found a way to win, and really proud of our team's resilience, because after the way the last few seconds of regulation ended, they had to one really solid 3 and another miracle 3. We were trying to make sure we didn't foul 3-point shooters there. They were able to get them off, and it is what it is, but that can really be demoralizing to a team. And so they were down for a few seconds there coming over. while they were doing the video review. And then we just talked about, all right, listen, we felt like we earned that win the way we dug in and battled every possession. We didn't want to give it away at the end. And so I thought they did a great job of really coming back in and battling for 5 minutes, being aggressive offensively, and really putting ourselves in a position to extend that lead and win the basketball game.
All right, Alan, you want to ask the first question here for Coach?
Yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Just talk about how big it was, coming off that, what happened at the end of regulation there to start out overtime and grab a lead there and kind of get going again.
Yeah. I mean, that's a mental, a battle more than it is a physical one. Our kids were tired, no question about it physically, but that's more of a battle between your ears. And I thought we did a good job of getting back into the flow of the game quickly and not dwelling on what happened at the end of regulation. So did a few nice things, got some stops defensively, which is a critical thing because they had first possession there. Got a stop, and then we were able to go to certain things that we really wanted to be aggressive, and kind of get out in front of it a little bit, and kind of play a good. I thought we had much better game management as we went through overtime for sure.
Was there any concern? I mean, third game in 6 days and everything you guys have been through. Now you have to go overtime. Obviously, you had plenty left, I guess.
Well, I don't know. Plenty would not be the optimal word there. I think we had enough left. Yep, we had enough left, and it's just a lot. I mean, I keep talking about it, but you just think about what these players are being asked to do upon return, and once again, we don't have much time to think about it because we get a day in between and we go to a Bowling Green team that's going to be playing on rest as well. And this year is just about, like, if you look across the country at records, you really have to dig a few layers deeper to understand what those records really mean in context. This is the second time now we've had to play 3 games in five or 6 days. And our team has handled that adversity so far fairly well. But we got a potential buzzsaw coming in here on Wednesday because Bowling Green is a well-oiled machine right now. They haven't had a break. They've been playing consistently. They're playing with a ton of confidence, and so we got our hands full.
Carlton, go ahead.
The A story of the game is Claire Kelly. I mean, just talk about how she did. I mean, 27 points, 12 of 12 foul shots.
I can't really say I'm surprised because Claire was a prolific scorer in high school and AAU. And we talk about it all the time is you have to keep working and waiting and working towards when your opportunity comes, you have to seize that moment. And, Claire's had some good games, here lately. She's playing with more confidence this year, kind of getting her feet under her. She's just a sophomore and a young sophomore because she didn't play a ton of minutes last. She played solid minutes last year, but didn't play a ton of minutes. And we've only played 10 games this year. It's mid-February, almost mid-February, we've played 10 games. So it's not like so really proud of her effort, how she stayed aggressive. Obviously the 12 free throws, the ones down the stretch were huge. But there were a couple plays that she made, not at the free throw line that were really big for us, in driving and attacking. She's a capable driver, but driving and attacking, a lot of teams just really play her as a three-point shooter, but she's turning into a more and more complete player, and it's really good to see.
Did you and she feel she had to step up in the first half with Nyla and Katie at that point out?
No, I mean, it wasn't like I don't ever put pressure on that and during a game and be like, hey, you got to step up and do something here, because you never know which way that's necessarily going to go. But I think she took advantage of the opportunity. Her teammates have a lot of confidence in her. They know she's a good player. So I wouldn't say, I think her teammates are very happy for her that she did that, but I wouldn't say that any of them are surprised that Claire was capable of doing that. We all knew that.
I guess Katie had 17 after halftime. I guess first question is, what happened
One
first
that
half?
I'm not going to answer.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
She was
Yeah.
she
Katie had a phenomenal third and fourth quarter in overtime. We really needed her spark when she had the minutes to play and available, and without her coming in with her aggressive mentality offensively and defensively, we certainly wouldn't have won this game. So really, really pleased with her effort.
was she hurt or sick? No answer. Okay. I have to ask. 40 free throws is the most you've shot in a long, long time. Now, so some of that was for them following at the end, but
Yeah, we had. I think there's a couple parts to that. I mean, you look at the stat sheet and you're like, wow, that was a discrepancy. But we were the team that was leading at the end of regulation and leading in overtime. So there were two separate opportunities where they had to foul us to stop the clock. So it wasn't just one. Like, you have one of those and you get you run up the free throw total if it's just regulation. Well, now you add overtime where we're ahead again and they're fouling again, that type of thing. So that had to have added probably 12 to 14 free throws to the equation. So so I think that's really where that came from. I'd like to shoot better than 30 out of 40, but that's not, it's better than 15. So
you got Lexi really got her first playing time maybe since Ohio State. She gave you good minutes.
She did. And I was really pleased with that. I think her teammates were excited about that. She's a talented young player. It's a lot to take in when you're coming in as a freshman and trying to figure things out. So she's been sticking with it, and I'm proud of her for coming in that 5+ minutes that she did. We needed her at that point. We really did. We had some players in foul trouble, and like I've told her this many times, like we said before, you have to keep working every day because you never know when your opportunity is going to come, and she took advantage of that. And what that does is it gives her and us more confidence that we know that she can do that. And hopefully that just kind of builds some momentum for her. But I know it feels good for her to come in and do some nice things there.
I got one question for you that Carl didn't cover. Out rebounded them by 16, doubled them up on second chance points. What do you put down that, beating them on the glass to? Is that just Nyla at a certain point?
No. I mean, Nyla's kind of around her average anyways. That's who Nyla is. It's a collective thing. So, Nyla had 4 offensive rebounds, but we had 15. So there were 11 other offensive rebounds that were really hustle plays where we were making some things happen. Lindsay Thal is not typically known as an offensive rebounder, but for her to get 3 of those, it was really, really important. And you look at second chance points, we like you said, we doubled them up. We had 12 second chance points, which were huge. And that was big for us. And we kept them off the offensive glass for the most part, especially in crucial possessions. So I was really pleased with that.
I mean, Nyla wasn't at her best, but still had a double-double. I mean, were they doing anything to her, or is she still not quite back to 100%, or what?
Yes and yes. They were, she attracts a lot of attention in the paint. We got to get her probably a little bit better at recognizing double teams and getting the ball out of her hands and forcing certain things. But the other thing too is like these kids who went through COVID, they had the disease that this pandemic has been, named after, and they close to half the team had it. And you can't just flip the switch back on and, like I said, be in mid-season form, and so it's going to be, her legs are going to get under her over the next few weeks, and the list goes on. You got other players that went through, this stuff as well. And it's taxing. It takes it out of you, the ones that were symptomatic, especially so, but you still have it in your system. And, then the ones that were in quarantine, they weren't in the gym for 14 straight days. It's not like they were practicing, so we keep hitting on it, but it's big. It matters. It matters. Eastern Michigan's in the protocol now. I talked to their coach. I said, hey, call me if you want some support. It ain't easy, watching other teams play and not being able to work on your team and that type of thing. So, so I'm proud of the fact that our team is holding on through the adversity. Like the beginning of the year, like we didn't play for a while either, so there's a reason why we've played half the games the rest of the league has. And that matters. It really does. So we'll keep working forward and, taking it one day at a time, and hope, like every season, Carl, hope that we're playing our best basketball at the end of February and early March.
Any last questions for Coach? No? All right. Sounds good. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.